on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We've been really very excited, especially some of us who've been listening to the wonderful presentations, inspiring from the different presenters. So I'm hoping with all that inspiration you'll be able to bear with me as I journey through the Sustainable Development Goals. Please remember this is an interactive workshop. So that means I will be expecting you to participate. Yes, I need to... Yes, so... Yes, so but of course before we begin any workshop, we need to give you an idea of our agenda. So today's agenda will be, the first part will be the presentation of an introduction to the Sustainable Development Goals and their importance, about 20 minutes. Then we'll have a breakout session, which will be interactive as mentioned earlier. And then we'll have the conclusion, which is part 3. So these are approximate times. So we are over to part 1, which is our presentation. So I want to ask you, how are you all feeling today? Great. Well, I want you to answer the question through going to menti.com on your telephones and entering the code 3103 2500, or going to the QR code. So, yes, and for those of you online, you can also do the same thing and participate. So, keep going. So, well, yes, we have great, tired, I need coffee, still excited, inspired, sleepy. Yes, it's been quite a long day, I imagine. Hopeful. Some more need coffees. Inspired. Okay, that's good. Pretty good and inspired. More coffee. Some feel happy. Not happy there. Anyone feel like dancing? No? Where are the drums? Interesting, grateful, energy, blessed, well, we have that too. Hopeful, that's good, that's very good. Busy.
Someone wants to dance.
Some more dancers. Good, good. We have happy, smiling. Smiling is a new one. That's a good one. Interesting. Pretty good and inspired. Wonderful. There's still a few sleepy there. Loved and hungry. Oh yes, hunger. Okay. Smiling, yes, we mentioned that one. Oh, okay. Any more responses? So you're getting the idea of what I mean by interactive. So we can see some of the biggest or the biggest words are the ones you have most people responding to, like tired, inspired, great, happy, awesome, Coffee, yes. Yes, a few coffees there. Right. Inspired. So over to the next question. So I'm now curious. What type of organization do you represent? Once again, using the Mentimeter. We have academia, government, private sector, NGO, and other. Let's see. Government, I mean public sector, actually. So, other. Who's other? What could other be, I wonder?
Private person.
Ah, private person. Great. Any others?
NGOs.
NGOs. So, as we can see from a snapshot so far, the majority of participants are the NGOs, 40, private sector, 4, and then other. Only one from academia. Where is academia? Have they probably gone home for the day? Academia! Oh, please, it says one. Oh, you're sharing a phone. Yes, thank you for that. Right. Okay, well, so these are the warm-up questions. So we now know that you're mainly feeling tired, you're still inspired, you need some coffee, some of you are hungry. Okay, so then we go over to the quote of the day. So, this is one of my favorite quotes. And it goes like this: nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. And that was said by Marie Curie, the famous Nobel Prize winner in physics and chemistry, the first person in the world, and first woman. So there, and she's from Poland in addition. So, yes. Now, bearing that in mind, we move on. What's in store for us today? Some important information. That is, this is an interactive workshop as mentioned earlier. Please respond to the questions using our Mentimeter code that appears on the screen, and you will be divided into groups during the breakout session to work on the cases that you have received as handouts on your chairs. Great. Now to something more serious. So, what are the global crises of 2023? I've picked some of the major ones, and I'm sure there are many more, but these are the ones. And they can be summarized as follows. Conflict. More than ever. More conflicts now, more than any time since 1945. We have the war in Ukraine, of course, South Sudan, Ethiopia. 82 million people living in refugee and displacement camps away from home. These are staggering figures. In addition to conflict, we have hunger. So starvation threatens more than 45 million people in 43 countries. Also staggering figures. And then we have climate change. We only have to look around us and see that, of course, extreme weather is becoming the norm. We have fires all over the place, California. We have floods. And sorry, did you say something? Earthquakes, thank you. There's no end to, it seems, endless catastrophes and difficulties owing to our handling of or management of environmental resources. And COVID-19, yes, well, COVID, we have seen 2 years of the pandemic, and also this COVID-19 exposed the inequalities in vaccine availability. So we thought we had it made, we thought we were organized enough in terms of emergency preparedness, but COVID exposed our weaknesses. And then, of course, there's child abuse. We see a rise in the number of child marriages due to poverty, human trafficking, and hunger. So, not a very, positive picture of the world. Oops, did I go backwards? Wait a minute, this is forward. So, what are the Sustainable Development Goals? Well, they were adopted by the UN agency, and they are a universal call to end poverty, protect our planet, and ensure by 2030 that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. Now these goals, Sustainable Development Goals, replace the Millennium Development Goals, which were 8, but now this time we have 169 targets, and well, apparently they've now increased to 201, and targets, and all 191 member states have agreed to try and achieve these goals by 2030. Something we know is a work in progress. So that is our framework. So I'll quickly go through the goals. We have goal number 1, which is no poverty. And as you can see on the sheet I gave you, I don't think I need to read it unless you want me to read it out. Should I? End poverty in all its forms all over the world. Goal 2, zero hunger. End hunger. Achieve food security, improve nutrition, in addition to promoting sustainable agriculture. Goal 3, good health and well-being. So we ensure healthy lives, promote well-being for all, regardless of age. Goal 4, quality education. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education for all, and lifelong learning opportunities for all. Goal 5, gender equality. Well, something that we've discussed in the conference. Achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Goal 6, clean water and sanitation. This is a goal we'll be coming back to later. Ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Goal 7, affordable and clean energy, also a topic that is raging in addition to climate change. Ensure access to reliable, affordable, sustainable, modern energy for all. Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. We've already touched on some of these topics briefly. Promote rather, sustained, inclusive, sustainable economic growth and full productive employment for all. Goal 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So we want to build resilient infrastructure. We want to promote inclusiveness and sustainable industrialization, and of course, encourage and foster innovation. Then we go over to goal 10, reduced inequality. Once again, we see there is obviously a lot of inequality in the world. We don't need to go in great depth, but that's one of the goals. They want to reduce inequality within and among countries. Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities. The group in Israel with Edna, it was, working with Smarter Cities, gave us an idea a little bit about what that was. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, sustainable. Goal 12, responsible consumption and production. So we need to change our spending habits and think more about recycling and sharing, the shared economy. Goal 13, climate action. Yes, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. I need not go into detail, but this has also been raised and will continue to be a very important goal. Goal 14, life below water. That is, conserve our oceans, use them sustainably, and our sea and marine life and resources for sustainable development. Goal 15, life on land, protect our ecosystems, preserve our biological biodiversity, yes, combat desertification, and halt land and degradation, among other things. And then goal 16, which is also very vital now, peace and justice and strong institutions. That we know that is so important and we work for it. And goal 17, partnerships. So that's a lot about what we've been talking about today, partnerships across sectors. And we need to strengthen this. Okay. So with that in mind, we go to the cases. Yes, very quickly. So this is a case. A refugee family fleeing to Poland from the Ukraine. So there are 2 adults and 3 children. The children are aged 1, a boy, girl aged 4, and another girl aged 10. So they fled to Poland from their home since their town was bombed really severely. And they've been living in Poland for 6 months as refugees. So, but when they lived in Ukraine, both parents were working. Mother was an engineer in a private company, father working as a math lecturer at a technical college. So that is a familiar surrounding that we're used to, having a structure, a family support system. Then they have a 4-year-old girl who has challenges with hearing and speech, but she enjoys drawing. So how old is mom or mother? She's 30. And she loves to play the cello and outdoor activities. And she speaks Ukrainian, English, and German. And she has her engineering degree. And the dad, well, he's 36. He likes also to play piano and, well, chess. And he speaks Ukrainian and English. And he has his degree, teaching degree in mathematics. But he has health challenges due to a gunshot wound in his back. So that's case 1. So, bearing that in mind, as you get divided in groups, here are the questions, but I'll put on a Mentimeter for you later, so you can see actual responses as they come in. Which sustainable development goals does this case involve? That's the first question. We'll work together and find out. And then 2, how would you ensure integration of the family faster into the Polish society? That's the question. There are 2 questions for case 1. Then, case 2. This is the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, access to clean water and sanitation for all, yes. So as we all know, Ukraine has suffered numerous challenges in recent years, and of course the war instability. Although it has made progress in these challenges, the war has disorganized and destroyed Ukraine. So we're looking at a town in the Ukraine which has over 200,000 inhabitants and has had its vital infrastructure destroyed by bombing during the war. Water supply and sanitation are disrupted, and there are power shortages. So, really tough. Internally displaced people live in collective centers, and host communities also face significant challenges and limitations in terms of access to hygiene and sanitation services. So here's the question. How would you go about solving the challenge of access to water and sanitation for this community. So I want you to put your hands together.